Yep. July 16th, 2026. I'm Andy Malfrina. I said it before, but I'll say it again. There was a little problem going on. I'm trying to dual stream, but I think I was doing the portrait and the landscape mode, and they were not popping up on. Huh. Hello? Why is it not? Huh. Okay, it says it's streaming on my YouTube. Why is it not streaming on the YouTube? Maybe it takes a second. Because I think I had it the first time I was okay, there we go. Now we're actually streaming on the YouTube. And we should be streaming on the YouTube. Streaming on the YouTube, boss. Sorry. Okay. All right. Now we're good to go. It's over here on the YouTube. Welcome to the Yap. Take two. I tried this earlier and something was not making sense and it was not working properly for me, and I don't know why, but now we are totally fine. This is and I think I'm going to try to do this. I don't know if I'm going to do this the same way every time. I don't know if I'm going to do this in portrait mode, but this whole thing represents a lot of room for growth. That's my whole fucking thing all the fucking time. I'm always growing. Literally literally and figuratively. Big Red is always growing. Let's go. It has been fixed. We are on both. Welcome, Dunbar. The hardest of core. The hardest of core of the fans. I gotta show you some love, brother. The hardest of core of the people out here. But anyway, but yeah. Let us do this. I was thinking about I might change it up a little bit later because I do want to also take advantage of this too. I'm also you guys know Andy Malfrina loves a double dip. And I'm going to use this to like make clips and shit like that because they've been helping. And I got to tell you, reacting to movie trailers is a fun time. Reacting to movie trailers is a fun fucking time. God, Twitch is a weird beast, man. Because I get follows on there every week. Every week. It does not affect the viewer the viewer count. And I have a type of content that would like, you don't just casually start you don't just start casually following me. But I think Twitch is full of spam and stuff like that. So you do get a lot of people just haphazardly you do get people like just haphazardly hitting the follow. And then yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'm almost running into my problem I always run into. Just trying to like overanalyze shit. And it's good in certain places, like when you have a camera on and you're trying to do a fucking YouTube show called The Yap. We're trying to do a YouTube show called The Yap. It's good for that. But when you're trying to like overanalyze like content strategies and stuff like that, that's what makes me feel like the biggest douchebag in the world. And because doing a lot of this shit, trying a thing out. Let me just post this real quick. Trying a thing out. Come hang with me on YouTube. Yep. YouTube. Hold up. What did I get a question for? Oh, Restream sent me a link. Make sure you reconnect to Rumble. I'm good. Yo, by the way, I think a lot of I also got to remember, this is why I also got to stop like overanalyzing shit. Cause like, I think a lot of these social media accounts, like when you try, like they know, it's like on a video game. When you get a new video game, when you get a video game for like the first fucking time, or you're playing like a multiplayer game, they like throw you in an easy lobby specifically. And then they like specifically nerf your shit. So it's a little bit easier. And I forget if this was proven or not, but I know enough to know it was, if it wasn't proven, it was like, we basically proved it. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things. It's like, yeah, we basically know it's going. And I think they do that with the social media. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they do that with the social media shit, where it was like the first day or two I was doing this. Like literally the first day I was like streaming here on YouTube, they were like, yeah, let's just give this guy like fucking 20 people watching him at once. And it's like, I don't know. But also too, I've been doing all these things for 1,000 years. So I think some of that stuff's just a little, me trying to make sense of these fucking wacky, me trying to make sense of these wacky fucking apps and shit like that. But yeah, man. I'm just trying to look for a place. I'm just trying to look for a safe space to fucking yap and talk my shit. Cause I don't know. I'm just trying to be like the ultimate analyzer. The ultimate analyzer. Let's check this shit out real quick. We got a new that would be a great side name. Andy Malfarina, the ultimate analyzer.
Batman. Gotham City needs Batman.
Batman, you haven't slept since Arkham exploded 2 days ago. Maybe we should ask John Paul for his training is coming along.
We're all that stands between those inmates and the fall of Gotham.
They say you are the greatest detective. And yet you did not see this coming. I intend to break you.
Then give it your best shot.
Let chaos reign in Gotham.
We have to help Batman.
Suit up.
Well, that's a gritty new look for the Dark Knight. Something else is going on out there.
Come get some! The guilty must pay.
That rules. What is this? There's so much good Batman shit. Wait, Cape Crusader?
We're losing this fight.
Not a fight anymore, boss. It's a war.
It's our job to protect this city, no one else's.
Yeah, you and your bat buddy.
Dude, I always forget there's like hella Batman shit out there that's not even on DC and stuff. Or I'm sorry, it's on DC. Obviously, it's all on DC. But because HBO has all the like exclusive, they have the exclusive right to like a lot of DC shit, but you forget a lot of it's not necessarily like new shit. And then on top of that, if you go here to YouTube, analysis, analysis, wait, analysis, Malafrina, shit. We might have to keep working on that. But no, and then I was going here and Batman movie. There's like a lot of, oh, so funny. You guys saw my old search history. Well, it's there if you want to see it. Yeah, it was like I was trying to watch this one. There's a lot of these that like there's a bunch of these that aren't on fucking Hulu. Or I'm sorry, that aren't on HBO. Like I was checking them out. I know Year One. I was watching Year One on here. That's not on HBO. These are actually probably on Prime now that I think about it. I bet you a lot of these are on Prime, Amazon Prime. Wait, let me ask let me ask Google real quick. How many Batman movies are on Amazon Prime? Probably all of them. Exact number of Batman movies on Amazon Prime fluctuates as license deals rotate, but you can typically find over a dozen Batman films, while major subscriptions like Max are the primary hub for the DC universe. Amazon Prime offers several titles to stream, along with virtually the entire live-action and animated catalog available to rent or buy. How many animated Batman movies are there? Oh wait, you're not seeing this. There are over 40 feature-length Batman animated. Wait, let's make this a little thinner for you guys. There we go. Now you can see everything. There are over 40 featured-length Batman animated movies. The count depends on if you only count solo Batman titles or include their major team-ups, spin-offs, and Lego features in the Wiki list of animated Batman films. Superman, Batman duology, DC animated movie universe, Batman Unlimited, Holy Adam West universe, Batman Ninjaverse, Tomorrowverse, standalone films, the Batman versus Dracula. Okay, yeah, there's a bunch of these ones, and a bunch of these are a bunch of these aren't on HBO Max. Or maybe, well, you know what the fucking problem is? It's the way these fucking apps. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, these might be on HBO Max, but the way that these apps organize them, they're like hard to find sometimes. It's not like Netflix is the worst of them all. Netflix is like the fucking Netflix is like the fucking worst of them all. Like the way you try to like go about actually finding certain things is next to impossible. It's next to fucking possible. Actually, no. Wait a minute. No, I should give Netflix a little bit of props. They did change it up recently. Netflix did change it up recently where you can just kind of search for it by category and shit like that. It's still they still give you like just random like arbitrary they still give you random arbitrary fucking categories. Like what's the one that Netflix does all the time? They'll just be like, we got fucking irreverent comedies. Irreverent. Oh my fucking god, was that irreverent? They just do that. They just do that shit all the fucking time. Yeah, let me pull up something. This is a throwback. This is a throwback to old streams past. Let me pull up something real quick. Oh yeah, I do want to watch that. That looks interesting. Let me pull up something real quick while I go get dude, this might just be a trailer channel. It's just might be this might be just because I just don't oh my god. Nah, because it's like you know what it is? Like when I'm actually sitting here and I go, because this is why I like streaming. Sometimes you need to specifically search things out. Well, that's where, brother, that's where WWE is fucking up. It's where WWE is completely fucking up. The fuck is this shit? Sorry. There's so much good shit on YouTube. That to me is where like WWE is fucking up because it's like it used to be. I mean, I don't get it twisted when I say this. The WWE app used to be it was no. The WWE app was the greatest streaming app ever made cuz it was now, and I'm not even, you know what? I won't even get hung up on price cuz like they're obviously inflating the prices unnecessarily, but inflation is real. So I'll even, I don't know how a fucking corporation works. Maybe they couldn't keep that shit at $10 a month or whatever, or 15, whatever the fuck it was. And also too, you're getting at this point, like I think WWE fans wouldn't be too upset if they had to pay. Like as long as the shit was good and it didn't just like that's the thing I feel like a lot of these corporations don't realize. Fans are willing to pay a premium as long as they don't feel like you're trying to fuck them. So it's like this shit with WWE. It's like we already spend so much of if you're a WWE fan, even if you're a casual WWE fan, you're already spending so much of your fucking money. So much of your fucking money. If you're going to like buy a t-shirt or actually going to a physical live show, you're already spending so much of your money. And then they just do little shit where it's like, okay, pay-per-view time. Let's have let's have fucking like if I'm being perfectly honest, I haven't really watched a pay-per-view in a minute. ever since, like, I think the last dude, I think I tapped out at, like, Mania. I think that's what it was. I watched Mania, and it was like there were good matches, but they just absolutely annihilated the flow of the show. The show used to be this fun fucking thing where it'd be this marathon event and it would never stop. And there'd be a match, and then they'd do some backstage bullshit, and then they'd go back to a match, and then they'd do all these celebrity appearances. It just used to be a fucking circus. And it used to be a whole rigmarole, and it used to be a fun fucking time. And then this last WrestleMania, it was like, there's the match. All right. Here's like 3 or 4 minutes of commercials. And then, oh, look, here's the next match. And then it's like, and after that, because like I do this thing that a lot of WWE fans where when it gets bad for me, I stop watching, but they have a lot of WWE fans locked in where it's like, you can't not, like, you have to watch every single second of it. It's why WWE gets away with a lot of their bullshit. But, what was the main point I was trying to get across? The app. So, like, they're doing you get a lot of shit from WWE. You get a lot of stuff from WWE. So it's like, I'm not even, bro, if the app's not originally at that fucking 15, whatever it was, $10 or $15 price point, that's fair. Because honestly, that was like crazy low to begin with. It didn't feel real. So if they have to like up it a little bit, I'm fine with it. I'm completely fine with it. But when I say the WWE app was fucking perfect, it was fucking perfect because you would get all the pay-per-views in one place. You would get everything they ever made, and it was organized perfectly. Like, you'd open up the app, and it would be like you would just have clear lit. Like, they would have their curated shit. Hi, just sub. Thank you so much, Jessica 46G4M. Hopefully you're a real person. Thank you for the sub. But dude, it would be absolutely perfect. You'd log in, like they'd have their like curated, like best of the Rock, Triple H's nastiest moments. They'd have all that shit, but then it would just be on top. Here's Raw, SmackDown, NXT, the 3 main shows. And then you could watch replays, or they would have playlists and stuff based off of shit that had just happened. So it's like, if Seth Rollins just did a big fucking thing, here's Seth's top 10 most Seth moments, Seth. And then they would have pay-per-views. But if you wanted to go, you could go to a tab that was pay-per-views, and it would separate it. Bro, I just remembered. It wouldn't just separate it by, because you think like, oh, cool, I'll get the WWE. I'll watch some WCW, and then I'll get some ECW, and then no, bro. No, dude, they had Mid-South. They had Mid-Atlantic. They had all of them. All the old wrestling fucking promotions. It was like, it just, like, it hurts more because you were actually presented with the, like, right way to do it. You were presented with the exact perfect right way to fucking do it. And it's just, like, I don't know, man. I'm more of a, like, a lot of WWE fans will just, a lot of fans in general will just, they will take a cheek clapping. They will take a cheek clapping, and I'm just like, nah, man, I gotta tap out. If you're clapping my cheeks too hard, I gotta tap out. And I'm like, I'm still there for my guys. I'm still there for the wrestlers and shit like that. I love them dearly. You know what I mean? Fucking, I got to meet Cody Rhodes one time, and I understood what true love meant. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's there. There's that. But no, but for real though, like, I still, I love the wrestlers. It's just these fucking companies. I say it all the time. I honestly, like, I've been getting hit with some real good I've been getting hit with some real good fucking AEW propaganda. And it's like I was joking with Pat on Drag the Lake yesterday. It's like, bro, the US is in bad shape when you don't have to work that hard to have some good Chinese propaganda. You know what I mean? when the Chinese propaganda doesn't even have to propaganda too hard, because it's just like the place we're at now, with a lot of this shit is like, can I just have someone pretend to care? That's all I need. I just need some human being out there to pretend to care. That's all I'm asking for. That's like, because it's like we haven't had that one in a while, and it's like exhausting. It's exhausting because it's like they don't. Well, I mean, maybe they are trying to pretend to care, but like it's the gaslighting is getting lazy. You know what I mean? It's like having a girlfriend who's like, "I blow you all the time," and you're like, "I haven't had a blowjob in 6 years." They're like, "No, no, I blow you all the time," and it's like, "No, I'm pretty sure you send all my blowjobs to Israel." I think I go to work every day. I work really hard, and I go, "I've earned some blowjobs," and then I look up, and it's 20 million blowjobs to Israel. 20 million, 20 billion blowjobs to Israel. I think you're sending all my blowjobs to Israel, man. I think that's what's happening. I'm gonna have to clip that. We're gonna have to mark that down. That's a clip. This is what we work hard for, boys. We log on here, we make jokes, and we clip them. We clip them. We say that was a good joke. Clip that. Put that on social media. Clip that. Let me throw some bitch up. I have to go get some more coffee so I can have more fun riffs like this. When was that at? Was that 21 minutes, you think? I'll put 2021. 2021. 20 billion, 20 blowjobs to Israel. That was a good clip. You come around here, you come around these parts, you go, hey, I need a clip. I need a goddamn clip. Here, let's put up some waiting room music. Dude, where was I at? Fucking, I don't know if this is a thing for everyone, but I go per a lot of us may experience this. A lot of gas stations are run by lovely Indian and Middle Eastern gentlemen, and I've experienced this more than once. But you'll walk in and you'll be like, "That sounds like the song. That sounds like the pop song. That's the pop song right now." But like, it's not the pop song. It's like you start to realize I think this is the second time, because the gas station by my house is run by Indian people, and I've experienced this like one or two other times with Indian people running gas stations, and sometimes it's like I always wonder what the whole process is, because I always just assumed if you had a gas station you could just turn the radio on, or you could just like play your Spotify playlist, but I guess you have to actually like also pay money to play the hits. So like, is it just cheaper to buy cover songs that like get pretty close or some shit like that? I don't know. Here, I'm gonna be right back. I'm actually gonna turn off the I want to see something here. I'm gonna turn the streaming off on Twitch. Yeah, I want to see something here, because I'm starting to wonder if the dual streaming is hurting things at all. But I could be wrong. But that's why we just test things all the time. Because I was thinking about it too with and seeing that you're locked in on the YouTubes right away, Dunbar. Because honestly, there was part of me keeping up Twitch, because I know there's dudes like you over on Twitch that like use that and stuff. But to see that you're just like you can be an easy YouTube boy, I'll be like, well, maybe I don't got a dual stream like that. Maybe, and because I just don't, I don't know, like I just did, like, okay, boom, I was at like no views. I just stopped streaming on Twitch, and they just jumped up, and it's like, I don't know why that would be a thing, but like maybe it's a fucking thing. Maybe YouTube knows I'm dual streaming and it punishes me. I'm gonna be right back. I'll play. I can go either way. Very reassuring message from Dunbar. Love to hear that level of support, Dunbar. For the podcast, you can go either way. This is the Yap. Welcome back, boys and girls. Dude, I should run fake commercials. That'd be pretty sick. Welcome to the Yap. We'll be here every morning, right when I wake up. This music's gonna put me out at my desk. Sorry, G Block 4. Don't mean to do that. Welcome to the Yap. I'll be here every morning when I wake up. You can literally drink your coffee with me. When I wake up is when you wake up. We wake up together, and we just oh fuck, what did I say earlier? We find out about the current thing. There's just so much. Oh man, there's just so much. Wow, what a fucking. Sorry, I was just checking something on Twitter. I don't fucking trust a single human. I was saying this, dude. This is like partially, I think, like why I've been getting into movies substantially more very recently. Is because dude, when we were still doing No More Heroes, me and Pat sort of just consolidated that, and it's like rather than Drag the Lake just be music and then No More Heroes, we basically consolidated the shows, and we're just like Drag the Lake's just everything about us. So that was like the Drag the Lake started as a music show, and now it's just Drag the Lake is just a talk show that the Andy and Pat show. And but no, when we were doing No More Heroes, we were trying out making it like a movie podcast, and getting into I honestly I want to do, I don't know, I do and I don't, but like when you specifically pick like you're gonna talk about a specific thing, that's just like I'm not the best at preparing to talk about a specific thing. I don't know, maybe I'm getting in my head. I'm probably not that bad at it, but like when you prepare specifically to talk about a certain thing, you dig into it a different type of way than just like just like if you were just casually experiencing life, and then it might get brought up. So like we would dig we would dig deep into these topics and shit like that. Yeah, look, the view count's going up again. I'm telling you, something about this dual streaming. I might have to just bail on Twitch and just be a YouTube guy. But no, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked on myself. Oh, but yeah, I'm just like we would do these movie topics, and you would like dig into people's reactions and people's perception on things, and the perception and like the general conversation on a movie, cuz that's the other thing too. People switch up hardcore. Like one of my favorite examples is a beloved movie, and it's great. I know I've talked a little shit on Stanley Kubrick cuz I think he gets a little bit too much credit on the all around, but I haven't consumed his movies enough to make this a definitive statement. I fear this is opinion I want to have rather than opinion that is actually true. But no, sometimes my whole thing with Stanley Kubrick is he's like, it's not that he's not immensely talented. It's stop telling me I'm stupid if I think his movies are slow and boring. And also, stop telling me the fucking like the He's not good at that. He was not good at directing actors. Like, dude, literally, and there was the thing, like, The Shining is held up as one of the greatest movies ever. And like, you talk to anyone, no one will ever shit on The Shining. Not a single not a single person will shit on The Shining. Now, you're not allowed to. It's actually illegal. You know what I mean? You know how in like Germany, if you fucking bring up the Holocaust, you'll get fucking shot to death? It's the same thing. If you bring up a negative opinion about The Shining, you'll get shot to death. But yo, when that shit came out, the general consensus was like, yo, these people can't fucking act. And like, I forget the I forget the lady's name, but like they were all, I think the general consensus too was like, yo, Jack Nicholson sucks ass in this. Cause honestly, if I'm keeping it a buck, like if you go back and you watch, like go watch Jack Nicholson in anything, and then go watch him in The Shining, and it's like he's good, but he does feel neutered. Now, I think the thing, like this is my thing that like, you know, from content wise, from like acting and pacing and stuff like that, Kubrick shit lacks a little bit. But like the thing Kubrick fans stand on is all the like technical shit, which bro bodies. Go back and watch 2001: A Space Odyssey. I can't for the life of me get past halfway because holy fuck, it's the slowest movie in the fucking world. But the part I've watched is the most beautiful shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. You know what I mean? But like that's the thing. It's the same reason I shit on Andy Kaufman a lot outside of the lady wrestling stuff. Andy Kaufman was not, I guarantee you 10 out of 10 times you go see that motherfucker live, you're like, this fucking sucks shit. But it's fun to tell people about it. You go, bro, he would do this thing where he'd like read Pride and Prejudice, and then when the audience would get mad, he'd stop reading, and then he'd press play on a tape recorder, and then it would be audio of him reading where he stopped reading. And it's like, that's hilarious to tell someone. Anyone sitting through that wants to fucking cut his throat. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing. It's the same thing with, actually, yeah, to be fair with Kubrick, Full Metal Jacket, I can watch that whole fucking thing. So it's not that, you know what it is. I got called dumb for not liking The Shining. I remember one time I got called dumb by a lot of people when I watched The Shining for the first time, and I made a big Facebook post about. I really think this is probably where it comes from. When I first watched The Shining, I made a long Facebook post about how fucking boring and slow it is, and and then a bunch of people shit on me. I might still hold a grudge from that. But dude, also too, I've watched a bunch of shit about I've watched shit about, dude, even I'm looking at his movies. Eyes Wide Shut. It's a good movie, but it's like the pacing of it's like, and the acting of it's not good. You have two of the best actors ever, Tom Cruise and I forget the lady in Eyes Wide Shut. I took a scenic route. I think I tried to go. Oh yeah, Nicole Kidman, right? Yeah, Nicole Kidman. Yeah, no, it's just like there's an endless list of great things about Kubrick, but like, yo, you're allowed to say his movies suck sometimes because they fucking do. They fucking suck ass sometimes. Eyes Wide Shut. Full Metal Jacket rips. Clockwork Orange. Even Clockwork Orange is good, but there's still fucking, I remember when I watched it, I go, this is fucking weird, man. Oh, and also, I always forget, he made Lolita. He made fucking Lolita. Fuck off. I can shit on Kubrick. No, you don't understand. Like, it's art. Yeah, the story about how a dude wants to fuck a kid. I forgot. He made fuck Kubrick. Not fuck Kubrick. I'll watch his shit. I still want to see Doctor Strangelove. Yeah, man, dude's got fucking films. Fucking Strangelove, Space Odyssey, Clockwork Orange. I've never seen Barry Lyndon. Shining, Full Metal Jacket, Eyes Wide Shut. Great movies. But like, there's plenty to criticize the guy about. I got totally sidetracked because my main point I was trying to make So I do get off on shitting on Kubrick because it does fucking annoy me. Just like whenever, like, they're God damn it, I hate AI. There's something about. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up stuff on on Twitter, and then I see this. It's something about like, yo, leave fucking James out of this. They're making these fucking. Yeah, dude, hell would be a vacation for what you deserve. I don't know why. Like, I was just talking about sacred cows, but there's one cow that I don't. Maybe I'm being a hack about it, but yeah, you don't touch Jimmy, dude. That's what I like. I'm such a big fan. I call him Jimmy. You don't fucking touch Jimmy. Those ones bug me. Like doing the James Gandolfini shit. Well, you know what it is too. James Gandolfini just fucking rips so hard. Whenever you kind of like douche, and he seemed like he was a solid fucking dude, literally and figuratively. He was a very solid fucking dude, and I don't know. It's just sometimes when you like fuck with those guys, I go, nah, he didn't. He never really like sucked ass, from what I can remember. Don't do that. The war half of Full Metal Jacket is the most boring war movie ever. I gotta go rewatch it. I remember liking it, but I think also too, like, I will say, I think the pacing of it and stuff kind of goes into probably the message he was trying to get across. But I gotta go back and watch it. There's this untouchableness of Stanley Kubrick. Well, and then also on top of it, you have all the fucking conspiracies about Kubrick's death, which we like looked into that. That's actually literally what started the shift in the show being about movies for a little bit. We were talking about the Stanley Kubrick. We were talking about the Stanley Kubrick got killed by the Illuminati conspiracy, and we were like, "This is fucking stupid." And then, well, we were getting deep into that. Because like I always make the joke. I go, okay, before we do anything, before we do anything, to all the people, who think Stanley Kubrick got killed by the Illuminati, just like I'm not even saying it's not true. I'm saying it's potentially true. I'm a big conspiracy guy. I don't poo-poo any of that. But for all the people who think Stanley Kubrick got killed by the Illuminati, just ask yourself this one question. Do you think this guy could randomly die in his sleep? Just look at that face. Look at that. Look at that Muppet character mixed with every bad thought you've ever had. And tell me, could this guy just die in his... Look at the pinnacle of health, Stanley Kubrick. I mean, I think this dude runs on nightmares and fucking more nightmares. I had nothing good there. But just look at it. Look at that fucking face. And you let me know if you think Kubrick could just randomly die in his fucking sleep. And that's the sort of thought process you got to start off with every conspiracy. Even on the inverse. When people go like, "Oh, you think 9/11 was a controlled demolition?" I go, "All right, do you think the government would give a fuck if 3,000 of us died?" And then you got to be an adult and go, "Shit, they would not give a fuck about that." Exactly. And on the flip side, you got to look at Kubrick and just go, I mean, he looks like fucking shit, man. He looks like a walking heart attack. He's ready to die. You know what I mean? But then also too, when you look through a lot of the stuff, well, the stuff with Stanley Kubrick, being like the Illuminati's afraid of him is like it's it's this weird thing where you gotta have two things consistent at the same time. You have the evil Illuminati who'll do anything to hold up their shit, but then at the same time they promise Kubrick, they're like, all right, we'll let you do whatever you want in your movie. I mean, I guess they would. I guess they could. I guess they could say that to his face or some shit like that. You know what I mean? They could say that shit to his face and then kill him later. But just okay, the thing that they sit on, pause. The thing that they reference all the time with the Kubrick thing is the thing that they reference all the time is they were like, there was originally 20 minutes that the studio watched and told him he had to take out. And it's like, do you know how movies work? They make the movie and then they watch the movie and then they edit out. That Kubrick would do that. That was the thing. I looked that up. Kubrick would edit out 45 minutes of every movie. There used to be these things. I don't actually, I'm being sarcastic, but now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, oh, I don't know if they do those anymore. But there used to be these things called director's cuts, and the director's cut. I contemplated watching it the other night for some reason, but I was thinking about watching Lord of the Rings, and the director's cut is 3 hours and 49 minutes, and then the theatrical release, still long as fuck, is 3 hours, and it's like, yeah, everyone does that. The director has their pure version that's super long because directors are huge movie buffs and they can sit through way more of a movie than most people can. So that's why the director's cut is usually super long. And then the studio goes, hey man, can you make a version that's going to make us more money? Because we need to make our money back. And then they cut out the fat that casual fans, God, they really don't do director's cuts anymore. I just thought about that. They really don't do director's cuts anymore. They should, man, because it's like it reminded me back in the day of when Eminem would put out music, he would put out his version where he'd be cursing and stuff, like a fuckload, and then he would just literally rewrite the whole song so it could be radio friendly. And I gotta be perfectly honest, I don't see nothing. I'm a big fan of art. I don't really view myself as an artist. I'm more of a the the ultimate analyzer, the ultimate analyzer, whatever you called me before, the ultimate analyzer. I'm out here to consume and analyze and big up for good people. That's really my thing. Because I used to be self-conscious about it, where I'm like, damn, am I just gonna be a critic the whole time? That's why I learned how to do all the things. I've learned how to do a lot of the things I talk about. Not all of them. I didn't learn how to do wrestling, but I joined a wrestling company and I did one move and I realized how painful it is. And it made me have more of a respect. That's the thing. Anything I talk about, I try to ingratiate myself into it to some degree. I try to ingratiate myself into it to some degree so I can have a deeper understanding of it. But this is why there's the yap. It all just comes back to yapping. Because that's all we really do at the end of the day. We just yap. That's all we do. We just yap. Yeah, well, we do stuff, but that's doing stuff is fleeting. Yapping is forever. But I was doing I did a feint inside of a feint inside of a feint with my topics. I forget where I was going from. But yeah, no, that's why I like to yap, man. But no, I try to be. I can do a lot of things. Slav, what's up, brother? How you been? I haven't seen you in a while. I mean, don't come back on Drag the Lake. You're welcome here, though. This is a lawless country. Don't come on Drag the Lake. You ruin everything over there. I love. But fuck, I did get a little. Can someone help me out real quick? Actually, this is the nice thing about being on YouTube. If I want to, I can pull up the YouTube and fucking back it up to where I was talking before and figure out what I was trying to say. But yeah, I was talking about yapping because I was originally talking about Stanley Kubrick and I got sidetracked. And I was saying too, I was like, yeah, I know how to do a lot of shit. But it all just comes back to, oh yeah, that's me. I'm the ultimate analyzer. I analyze, I consume, and I analyze, and I big up. That's really what it is. Consume, analyze, big up. Put on for the good shit. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Because I was always self-conscious about being a critic and shit like that. But it's like, no, I think I'm like the Superman of critics. Like I am a critic, but it's like I take my power, I take my responsibility, and I use it for good. I'm Spider-Man. Fucking Spider-Man, dude. Fucking the complete Frank Miller Spider-Man. I love this new me that has Spider-Man comics within reach to get behind my reference. But that really is what it is. I'm becoming self-actualized and realizing my purpose in life. Because that was always my thing that always got me irked about. Well, I talk about it with the fucking I talk about it with all the fucking like why all the comedy channels suck ass now. Is they just bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch. The fuck do you like though? You know what I mean? You're on your 19th Burt Kreischer won't stop talking over people video. Do you like anything? Have you ever posted a video of something you like? You know what I mean? It's like this weird. People spend all their time being like, that fucking sucks. That fucking sucks. That's easy. Like, you know what's hard? Like, obviously pointing out good shit is not hard. But like, why is it good? A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know why they like things. You know what I mean? And honestly, too, like, yo, break down specifically why shit sucks ass. You know what I mean? I'm the ultimate analyzer. I'm the top consumer, ultimate analyzer. That's really who I am. I really gotta start jacking Lewis's steez. Andy Malfrina, ultimate analyzer. Absolute top tier, top consumer. I don't know. That is what like drives me though. I don't like. I've tried to force myself to like I was doing some writing and I was like I think I'd be a good writer and I was doing a bunch of writing and I'm like I think it was good. Like yo, I just fucking no. I actually got to give myself credit. Like I'm good at a lot of shit. Like I was doing a bunch of writing, but a while ago. I was like forcing myself to, and I think I should force myself some more to do some writing because I am actually. Oh shit, my TV over here fell. Top. Maybe if you would have said top cum gooner. No, that doesn't roll off the tongue. Hey yo. No, I was doing some writing before, and I was like really fucking good at it, dude. I just like bodied poetry. Poetry's not hard. Cause I was reading a bunch of it the one time. It's just I think poetry is just a stream of consciousness thing, but it's like it feels good. It feels good to do actually. You should actually take some time to write some poetry. It's nice. But no, and I was like doing so, but I can't. I just come back to yapping, man. But I think the thing is like I think I create enough to justify the yapping. That's really, I think, what I'm doing. It's kind of funny. I don't know, like, I feel like my body moves me in a way that it knows more than my brain. You know, because my brain's always like over analyzing everything, but my body goes like, no, we know what we're doing. We'll just you can still do all your fucking goofy shit up in your head, but we're gonna push you over here. But like that's really why I always have a new thing is like whatever I like, I ingratiate myself into it to like understand it more. Cause it's like I don't think you get to fucking what's my wife sending me? I don't think you get I don't think you get to have a proper take on something if you haven't ingratiated yourself into it to some degree, you know? So you don't have to like, so you're not just like, because there's a lot of people who are like, there's a lot of people who have takes who it's just like, you're just saying the thing you're supposed to say. You're just saying the thing. Cause it's like, if you take so I've always, I apologize. I don't mean to, it's just the first, I was thinking about this yesterday. Cause it was, Pat would always go, well, there's a thing people do to sort of undersell other people's actions, and they'll hit them with a thing that's like there's not enough substance to really knock them down a peg. So like and again, I apologies to Pat. I'm not trying to just it was just the first thing that popped into my head because I was thinking about Pat last night. I was having a couple of beers, so like I was thinking about my little Patty. Being like, what's Pat up to? No, I remember. No, it's not a dig on Pat. It's just like me personally disagreeing with a particular phrasing he would use. I agree with the whole point. That's why it's like not a dig on Pat. I agree with the whole point he's making, but I there was something about the phrasing that would like stuck in my craw. Of course, poetry is not hard for you. Since see, Slav, when you're not just hyper focused on the Jews and black people, you can be a very funny gentleman. Like major props to you, brother. No, but he would talk about actors. Well, because also too, sometimes people formulate an opinion because of a like a personal vendetta. And I remember Pat would always bring up, I think Meryl Streep said it, where she just like like she was talking about the arts at like whatever it was, the Emmys or the Golden Globes or whatever the fucking award show happened to be. And she said, like, for no reason, she just takes a dig on mixed martial arts. And she's like, and mixed martial arts is not an art form, which I would say to that, maybe. I don't exactly. I remember hearing that, you do this thing where you hear someone just be a huge fucking bitch. You just hear someone being a huge fucking bitch, and you're like, I don't like your tone, so I'm just gonna disagree with you because your tone fucking sucks shit. I think we've all been there before. Someone's tone just absolutely sucks shit. So you're kind of just like, whatever you're saying, cunt. No, opposite. And that's how you feel. But then when you really think about it, you're like, it's not to like take anything away from it. Mixed martial arts can be this like beautiful form of self-expression, but there is part of you. It's almost like the sports debate. It's like, where does sports stop and end? And there's certain things that it's like people debate if golf is a sport, which I think it's a sport. It's you go outside and it's a competition, and you use your physicality and your brain to like win a game. I think that constitutes a sport. But then I think the bigger conversation is like, well, then is like playing, are esports legitimate sports? So it's like there is an argument if like mixed martial arts is art. Because art, I think, is I have this feeling inside of me. Let me get that out and express it through certain mediums. That to me is like what art kind of is. And mixed martial arts, so there is a degree of self-expression in there, especially too with your style. Like, do you become, because like you got to think based off who you are and your life experience, it literally is shaping like, do you want to be a grappler or do you want to be a striker? Shit like that. But then at the same time, there is an element of I have a person trying to submit me, and I'm going to stop them from submitting me. So it's like there's this level of competition and strategy. So I don't know if it's specifically an art, but there's artistry to it. So, but but then it's like that thing of like, she says that, and it's like, okay, if you're formulating your opinion about actors based off this, are you formulating your opinion about actors based off all the info or this fucking bitch? And then it's again, Not trying to throw Pat under the bus, just it was the first thing that popped in my head. And again, I don't disagree with the overarching opinion. I don't disagree with him on the overarching opinion. I just it's me being going like, well, actually, I would phrase this a little differently. But it was like the thing of like he would always say actors are professional liars. And I finally, because every time he would say that, I go, that's not what it is. But I don't have that's not what it is, but I don't have the words to express what it is. So I would just kind of go like, because it just has this like, it has this connotation that goes contrary to what I think. But the overall point is like, it's like not trusting fucking actors when they're doing other shit outside of actors where they're trying to like get an emotion from you. And it's like, well, you're just how do I know this is genuine right now? Which in that context, it would be fine. But it's like the whole actors are liars. It's like, well, I'm not like mad they're acting. You know what I mean? Because like when someone goes like, this guy's a fucking liar, there's like an implied I'm upset at what they're doing. And then there's an implied like they're being deceitful. And it's like, nah, I mean, when Brad Pitt's in, what's the last movie he was in? Bullet Train Up My Ass. What's the last movie Brad Pitt's been in? But you know, let's just say Brad Pitt in that Bullet Train movie. He wasn't lying to me. He wasn't like, this is real. This isn't a movie. This is a documentary. He wasn't lying to me then. Now, if he stopped doing the movie and was like, that, you know, that was all real, right? You know, Bullet Train to My Butt Cheeks was all a real movie. All right, now it's bothering me. What was that movie called? Where's his film list? Oh, shit. He has abuse allegations? He was really good in Snatch. I don't believe any of them. I forget why I got on this tangent. Been a lot of those today. Oh, yeah. That's why I think I was kind of jumping off point of like being a stickler on being the ultimate analyzer. Oh, about... Wait, what am I doing? I just typed in imdb.com into the IMDb search bar. That's right. I was talking about I'm a big stickler on like phrasing. It annoys the fucking shit out of my wife because it's like I'm big on phrasing and tone because people try to act like people try to act like you're crazy for inferring tone. And I go, no. You know, if like I don't know. If someone goes, "How you doing today?" or they go, "How are you doing today?" Like those are very different sentences. And it's like there's this weird thing where we just gotta go like, yeah, that's, you know, tone is nothing. You know what I mean? So that one always bugged me. But yeah, I'm very yeah, it's just called Bullet Train. I thought Bullet Train was good. Damn, Brad Pitt's last bit of movies have not had I guess a 7.8 is a pretty good score. He is a real 7.8 type of actor. I'm looking at all of his movies. He's a real 7.8. No, it's just I'm just kind of commenting on. I'm a little all over the place today, guys. I apologize. This is the first day of the yap. I'm big on just like proper phrasing and shit like that, and I'm big on like, oh, I was kind of getting at the I was kind of getting at the like overall concept of. I was kind of like getting at the overall concept of like being exact with your word. Oh, just and having a good analyzation of shit. Cause I got a little off topic talking about like the movie stuff and how yeah, I got really off topic trying to shit on Stanley Kubrick. But a lot of this movie shit, like doing the podcast with Pat, all those episodes we did about movie stuff, you realize that like, well, one, the perception at the time of movies is always way different than later in time, and people act like it wasn't like that. And then, you know, a lot of things, movies seem the most susceptible to it. Because, like, music, like, you could have a bunch of people shitting on music, and you're still going to get a bunch of people. Because music's such a quick and easy thing to consume. Kevin, how you doing, brother? Music is such a quick and easy thing to consume. Movies you have to like really get into. And like people don't want to take the time, because let's be real, like you're not going to fully get a movie on the first viewing, depending on the movie. And even the simplest of movies, like you're going to get more out of it on the second viewing, things like that. So like, you really gotta, you can the time it takes you to watch one movie, you could listen to a song like 100 times. Maybe not 100, but you know what I mean. Movies, TV, any of that shit. I mean, I was watching an episode of One Piece last night. That's a great example. One Piece is an amazing example. You know what I mean? Like, you can have a good opinion on One Piece, but did you watch every single fucking episode? Did you watch all 1,163 episodes? No. And even, you watched them through once. How many times did you rewatch certain arcs and stuff like that? Like, to actually have a strong, and it's why I'm a big proponent of like, calm down when you're talking about these things. Because it's like, there's no way you consumed it enough or properly to have this aggressive of opinion. And that to me applies to shit that's like pretty good but has some flaws. Like people do that a lot with movies. They'll like overanalyze these superficial flaws about a movie and sort of miss the overall bigger thing that's going on. Like, perfect example, me and the wife just watched Gone Girl, and like the ending kind of sucks. But it's like it's on like little things, like logistic things. It's all about logistics that don't really have anything to do with the overall message of the movie. Because like that movie, if Gone Girl, spoiler alerts on Gone Girl, actually legitimately, if you haven't seen Gone Girl, skip for the next minute or so. But like at the end of the movie of Gone Girl, whether she like gets arrested or doesn't, like in the movie she doesn't get arrested, everyone believes her. But even if the movie ended in a way where everyone thought she was a fucking liar, it's still kind of the same. It's still broadly the same movie, thematically and like philosophically and shit like that. You don't completely. It's not like like when Batman. I just got Batman on the brain. I've been watching a lot of Batman. It's like when you watch Batman, and if he just starts fucking shooting people a fuck ton, like he did that. Like I think they did that in one of the Ben Affleck Batmans. Speaking of Ben Affleck, Gone Girl. I think they did that in one of the Ben Affleck Batmans. They had him blasting people. People had a fucking big, and justifiably so. It's like, that's, if you have this guy whose whole thing is that he doesn't kill people or use guns, killing people with guns, it's like, hey man, you might want to take Batman off the fucking poster because that's not Batman. But like the ending of Gone Girl, whether she gets found out or not, you still kind of have the same movie. So like there's certain details that are like important to die on a hill for, and there's certain details to like you shouldn't make that your biggest fucking bitch. And that happens a lot with movies. Like I've experienced it talking to certain friends about movies. This is why I get so fucking annoying. Again, bringing up Pat, not to throw him under the bus. I just didn't we've always joked about our back and forth about Killers of the Flower Moon, and he was getting mad at me because he's like, "You're not letting me not like this movie." I go, "No," and I understand why you say that because I'm being politely stubborn because I wasn't being rude to him, but I just kept asking him more questions because I was like, your reasoning's not making sense to me, at least. Maybe it made sense, but to me, it wasn't making sense. And honestly, I think he did that too with what was the movie? One Battle After Another. I remember he would take certain details and make them bigger than they hold them up as a bigger problem than it really was. And like he was saying the name, if you ever watch One Battle After Another, there's like this organization of like white dudes who are clearly like representative of like old money secret society dudes. And they call themselves like the Christmas Club or something like that. And like he was really he really let that stick in his craw which I remember I was reading something about, in one of my conspiracy books, and there was actually a group very similar to the one in One Battle After Another, and they were called like the Adventurers Club or something weird like that. And I go, well, first off, there's a standard for this. I didn't realize that at the time. I wish I would have known that and could have said that. But like, and I could be getting Pat's, because I've done it before. So don't take what I'm saying as gospel. I could be getting Pat's opinion a little misconstrued. But like the what am I trying to say? Oh, if it's just like hypothetically, if you're going to take something like calling them the Christmas Club and hold it up as, it's like they could be called anything. It's not aggressive. It's more of like a side detail that's fun and quirky. It's not aggressively pertinent to the overall story. But then when you add in the fact that it's actually sort of accurate, spiritually accurate, then it's like, well, you can't knock it then. I mean, you can knock anything you want, but you know what I mean? And yeah, it's stuff like that. And then that was our whole thing with Killers of the Flower Moon. It's like, it's not that you can't like the movie. It was just like, I forget specifically what he was saying, but his like reasoning didn't seem, and that's why I was like giving him a bunch of pushback. Cause it's like, I'll completely like, that's the thing. People always give me shit for being stubborn. And it's like, not to take away any responsibility of me being an annoying person from time to time, but I'm only stubborn when I'm getting fed some bullshit. And I don't mean that to be a dick, but just sorry. I have this old ass TV right here that broke. So, but it's been sitting here for like a year and I just haven't thrown it out, because you can't just throw a TV in the garbage because of fucking batteries or something. No, it was just and I mean, and I'll get off Pat because I love Pat dearly, and I do love talking to him about movies, because he is well, I always joke, Pat has the most interesting, insightful opinions all the time, and then he'll just have this like pocket of the 5% that you just like, what's going on? And you'll look at him and you go, that's an interesting hill to die on, man. Where because he said he's gotten into fights. I brought it up on the podcast. But he's gotten into fights with people about Freddy Krueger not being a pedophile, and he's like, and it's like this weird thing of like, that's a weird aspect of that character that you need to desperately protect. It's like you don't want to besmirch the name of this child murderer, and he's like, yeah, even the director said he's not a pedophile. And I go like, honestly, I don't even think the director, like even the guy who created the character, it'd be like if like Lena Dunham actually, I don't even want to shit on Lena Dunham, because I actually like her shit. I think she makes good shit. So let's just take like any girl making a thing. It's like if they had their character in the show, and the character in the show was like a big fat girl, and they're like, yeah, but it's like crazy, she's still fat even though she like her character exercises all the time. And it's like I get that you make the character, but there's a point where it's like your shit just doesn't line up, that you're almost just like, hey man, executive order, there's too much bullshit going on here. I think your character's fat because she eats too much. Like that's just probably more likely what's going on. Like you can't just completely bend the laws of physics because you want your fucking. And I know there's like people have thyroid. You don't though. Anyway, sorry, I'm being nasty, but it's like the same thing to me with like, honestly, like there's part of me that looks at that with fucking Freddy Krueger. How could you possibly think Freddy Krueger's a pedophile? I go, all the things he did, all the like, he did all those things, and he didn't molest one kid. No. I'll burn him in a fire, but I could never even imagine molesting him. Like, I don't believe you. I don't even like, you know what I mean? Because I'm taking your character away from you, brother. He definitely molested them. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm gonna wrap this up here. I think this was a good first one. This was fun, man. But I did want to I did want to change some shit up and record some stuff for YouTube. So go to the YouTube. There will be more content. I love you guys. Have a good one. Be about it. Peace. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll be here tomorrow. Probably a little earlier. Not as long, though, because we're doing Drag the Lake. Bye.